Describe myself. Very serious, I think, maybe. Passionate, energetic. I would say energetic, beyond belief, and really caring. Growing up, my dad immigrated here from Jamaica with my parents, and they enjoyed the sport. We'd go to games. My aunt was supposed to take me to Salt Fleet in Stony Creek. I grew up in Stony Creek, grew up in Hamilton. She was supposed to take me to Salt Fleet to go and play soccer. But instead of taking me to Salt Fleet Field, she took me to Salt Fleet High School. And when I went to Salt Fleet High School, they were playing football. And then the football coach saw me and said, "Do you want to try out?" So I ended up starting to play football because my aunt took me to the wrong park. And then when my mom found out, I ended up going to play soccer and played soccer forever and growing up and doing that piece. But that was literally my first introduction into football, was my aunt taking me to the wrong park. I started playing out as running back, and then in grade 10 I played, and all the way up to grade 13 back then. I went to actually an all-star game because I was always a running back. After going to the all-star game, I realized that the guys are a lot bigger than me that played running back. So then I ended up moving to receiver, and then the journey continued. Ended up at Laurier, playing there, and then played 4 years there, and then ended up getting drafted by the Ticats. I was actually supposed to go out east. And I think to this day, I think Coach Blake Neal was recruiting me, and I was all signed and ready to go out east. And right before I was going to go, my grandmother came up to me and said, "Your mom doesn't want you to go that far," because I'm the oldest. So because my grandmother said that to me and said my mom didn't really want me to go that far out east to university, then I ended up, Laurier was recruiting me at that time, so was York and every other Ontario university. And I didn't want to go to McMaster because it was too close to home. So then I ended up just picking Laurier and going from there. And I knew they threw the ball a lot, and I ended up going to a team that was going to throw the ball around. I enjoyed every single bit of it because I got to play football, right? And that's my passion, to be in sports and do that and actually get into university. I wasn't the best student. But to have that opportunity to continue playing, it was outstanding. I had a great group of first years that I came in with, and then I also had a great group of veteran guys that I had to learn from. And when you're that young, I didn't know any better, right? Like, I'm the first person in my family to go to university. I was going up, I've always played sports and soccer growing up, and I was playing football, but, it was this next step. And you go to training camp, all you're doing all day is playing football. So I'm happy to wake up. We're practicing like early in the morning, late in the afternoon, and doing that. And I was just having a blast. You all of a sudden start to figure out who you are as a young man and trying to grow up and figure things out and live on your own. The experience was great. I wouldn't take it back for anything. The lessons I've learned, I am now passing on to the players in the locker room. I'm sharing those lessons with them. I didn't do well in school my first year. How to make sure they navigate those things, how to navigate being a student athlete, and, how to navigate the ups and the downs. I just wanted to play football. Like, I didn't have a clue because I was just playing, right? Like, because when I came in, I replaced Stefan Potasic, right? So Coach P at Mac. So he's probably still one of the top 50 greatest players of all time. So I was brought in, and I didn't know, and you're young, you don't really watch U Sports, you're just going to play. I had to go in and surpass. He's got all the records. He's probably still got records now. Fantus didn't break them. So I didn't know any better. Even when I finished, I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I was just still trying to figure it out. And then after playing a year in the pros, I actually got an opportunity to go on and go to teachers college and get my master's and do that piece. In my first year in my recruiting class, or that draft year, it was just me. Right, there was a few of us in there, but I was whatever you want to call it. And so I didn't have any experience about how it works, how it happens, or anything like that. The day of the draft, it's not as big as it is now. I actually was writing an exam that day. I finished the exam. I knew it started at 12, and I was sitting in the back of the gym, the auditorium where we were writing it, and I started running out because I knew the time was over, so it didn't matter. I was going to finish the exam. I actually knew somebody that was able to get me on a phone call. And I actually heard the late Ron Lancaster call my name, which was outstanding. And I think I cried the whole day. I cried the whole day. I cried. I called my parents. I still think I have the shirt that I had with the snot on it. And it was a yellow shirt, like a gold shirt, and I got drafted by the Ticats. The transition was crazy. It was one of those things where you don't know what to do. You're happy you get drafted by your hometown team and doing that. And the guys in the house were pumped up for me. And, that experience, I share it because it's one of those that I'll never forget. It's one of those special days, and you get a few of those in your entire life. But in sports, that was probably the one I won't forget forever. I can remember where I was, how I was standing, and I could go through the details of it. And like I said, I still have the sweater. It was tough because when I walk into the locker room, I was watching guys that I would dreamed about and watch playing. So the year before I was drafted, the Ticats lost in the Grey Cup, and I was sitting on my couch watching it. Now the next year, I'm being drafted by those guys. And then I'm actually, before training camp, working out with them and driving from Waterloo to Hamilton to work out with these guys in awe, seeing Mike Morreale, Darren Flutie, Andrew Griggs, Lamar McGriggs, all of these guys. And I'm working out with them. I think Danny Mack was there too. And doing those things, I was just in awe. And I didn't realize how fast the game was and how big these guys were. Right? And I try and explain that to our guys now. You're not just competing against you sport guys. Now you're competing against grown men with a family and are trying to pay the bills. They're not living in a 5-bedroom place of a student housing. They're paying their mortgages and doing those things. So you have to turn your level up of training and doing those things. So I guess I had a pretty good transition, but I also was at home with my hometown team and just walking in and just being like, these are some of the guys I've watched play for years, and now I'm watching this team. I watched in the Grey Cup. Now I'm part of that team. So it was unbelievable. And being able to be in your first year, bring the Grey Cup back, be up for Rookie of the Year, it was a dream come true season. Like, I can't explain that. It was absolutely outstanding. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better year. Finish university, graduate, and I had a hard time even being in school, but being able to graduate that year, get drafted by your hometown team, and then go out, be able to perform, get to a Grey Cup, and actually help them win it where they had lost the year before, and actually be up for Rookie of the Year, and have your family and friends really experience that and be there with you. When I got drafted, after getting drafted and calling my parents and crying and doing all that, my mom shared a book with me that I wrote in grade 6. She showed it to me, and in there it said I wanted to be a Hamilton Tiger Cat. And I wanted to be drafted by the Ticats. I wanted to make $250,000, still working on that piece, and have people cheer for me and yell my name, and they'd yell my name, Corey, Corey, Corey. When I got drafted by them, I got to play for my hometown team. And then after winning the Grey Cup, I got out of the buses or the chars or whatever, and I actually was running down the street and they were chanting my name, Corey, Corey, Corey. So I actually got to live that dream live. When I was, we were at the Ticats, and Coach Lancaster was always big on about guys making sure they're preparing for life after. Like, you practice 4.5 hours a day. What are you doing the rest? And then you're only 6 months out of the year. Are you preparing, making sure you get another job and doing those things? I also knew at the time I wanted to coach. And just because you're a player doesn't mean you're going to be a good coach, because you have to learn some of the fundamentals of teaching. And coaching is teaching, teaching is coaching. How you get that information across to your players, to your athletes, to your students. There's an art form to it and how it's done. And so going to teachers college, I thought, you know what, I really enjoyed helping the students and being around the students and giving that positive message and being that motivator. And then also I want to get into coaching. So that was where I put 2 and 2 together. You know what, if this football thing doesn't work out, I want to be able to build on that next career. And then that's when I decided, you know what, I'm going to get into teaching. I'll go to teachers college part-time as I'm playing, and I would be able to do that. And then I eventually went and made sure I got my master's. So there would be some times as I was playing, I'd be finishing up assignments on the plane, going to games and studying my playbook, but also doing papers to make sure I could do that. And every off season, I would do that, and I loved it. And that took me into teaching, coaching, and then here I get to sit and be a head coach now. My why is no different than when I was teaching, to give back, right? To motivate and really share my story, and then change others, have an effect on other people's lives, and a positive effect, right? The journey has been great. Like going to Mac and getting that opportunity there was outstanding because I learned so much. Because sometimes when you get into this and you're a player, you think you know so much and you're always ready. But then you realize you're learning and you're continuously learning. And I've even opened myself up to learning from my players. To me, I'm serving those that are with me. I always talk about, and I try and use this all the time with our guys, is energy is not transferred, it's not like destroyed, right? It's transferred from one person to the next. So the energy that I bring in is the energy that I'm going to be receiving from others. So if somebody's not feeling well or not, I'm going to transfer that positive energy. I want to always be giving back. And my philosophy is I'm here to serve. What do you need and what can I do for you? Right? And it might be on the field, it might be off the field, it might be just with some knowledge that I have. It might just be me sitting back and listening. So that is really my philosophy, is to make sure I'm always asking, what can I do for you and do for others? And then I will do my best. And if I don't have that answer, then I'm going to go find it. If I'm talking to youth sport athletes, and they'll be in different jobs, and you're going to eventually stop playing your sport. We talk about it all the time. Be the best at whatever it is that you decide to do. Whatever it is, work at it for what it means to you to be the best, and know that you belong where you're at where you're at. Belong there. Our journeys are not on a straight line, right? And sometimes you're going to end up going right, maybe when you should have gone left, but that's okay, because your journey is going to bring you back to where you need to be. All of our journeys are different, and wherever it is that you're meant to be and whatever it is that you're meant to do, you will get there in the time that it is, because you're going to have lessons that you need to learn along the way. Because if I myself didn't learn some of those lessons, I would have been a head coach years ago. But I had lessons to learn, lives to affect, people that I needed to have in my life that I could reach out to and mentor me. So your journey isn't linear. We're going to have bumps and peaks and valleys. Continue on that path. Know you belong. Give it your best in everything that you do. And in the end, you're going to be happy when you look back.